Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to my update number 12. I have a little bit to add to my weekly trading journal. I have been very naughty. Honestly, guys, I'm falling behind. I haven't given the time that I need to the trading. Unfortunately, I've been really busy. Um, I'm truly focusing on too many things, I know, and guys, you're gonna have exactly the same issue. Unfortunately, life gets in the way when you haven't got the possibility to actually make money with trading. You need to do whatever it is that you do in order to make money, so you can pay your bills. And I'm exactly there right now. So I'm disheartened and sorry to say that it's been pretty busy for me, and I've had some really long nights. I know my previous update number 11. I said that I was going to do a video on Wednesday. Possibly on Wednesday. Now, I normally do one on Wednesday to see whether there was any trades to take, but because I've been so busy, I was not able to actually do a video. However, I have snuck in and I had a look at the trades and I tried to see what's going on. They have moved a little bit. I can't say they haven't. I don't feel that I had missed on big opportunities. The market is slightly consolidating at the moment, pretty much on every currency. Some of them have actually moved. But anyway, look, bottom line is it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy, and I started to doubt my goal to get to 100 grand by Christmas. We're getting rather very close. It's already July. Today is July 10th, and right now it's 11:19 p.m. So again, another long day. I just got home. And now I'm just looking at the markets. I'm doing this, and I'm making promises to myself that I'm not keeping. So just um, just bear in mind when you decide to do trading, it's not going to be an easy battle. I would say the biggest hurdle is getting to that 100 grand. Once you get to $100,000, everything is going to become easier. I'm I'm very sure. I have played with the big account, and the big account, it's easier to risk a small amount of money for a bigger reward rather than risk a big sum of money for a small reward, which is what I'm trying to do now. But anyway, look, um, I'm gonna keep pushing myself. I'm gonna keep pushing myself and see where we can get. Um, now I'm happy that I'm busy. At least I'm gaining some more financial money, financial benefits from working. But I yeah, it's just enough to get by. It's such a big amount of work to happen for such a small amount of money, but we have to do what we have to do. Trading is just a potential, let's call it a lottery ticket, because it is a gamble. That's the bottom line. It is a gamble. It's not guaranteed. There isn't a school for it. The best way to look at it is you will only get as good as you practicing. You would never be able to look at a million videos and be best at it. And I think what once Alex said, you cannot read if you want to become a bodybuilder, have a beautiful physique. You cannot just read books about bodybuilding and read books about eating healthy and read books about how to tone your muscle, how to grow your muscle, how to burn fat and all that stuff. You will never get in shape. It's kind of the same with trading. You can read all day long. If you're not really putting the work in and actually trading would be like exercising for muscle, but trading for your seventh sense, like getting that edge, basically understanding the language, because that's what it is. You're not gonna make it. So what I'm doing right now, I'm burning so much time not looking at that thing, not putting the trades, not actually learning from the real data. it's, I'm disappointed with myself a little bit, but I know I had to do what I had to do, so I'm not gonna be too hard on myself. I'm still proud of me that I'm here now, Friday night. I'm looking at these markets and I'm recording my thoughts about trading and my trading experience, and I'm sharing them with you guys to make you understand as well, or just give you an understanding of what it can be. I mean, maybe you're in a different position. Maybe you don't have, family commitments. You don't have mortgages and cars to pay. I'm look. I promise you, if you just keep grinding this thing and keep going for it every single day, do not give up, I'm sure you'll be successful a lot sooner than me. I'm probably compressing all of the time that I have left to learn trading. But from now, between now and Christmas, there's only a few more months left. I need to be successful 20 times in a row in order to get that 100K, which is impossible. You cannot. I haven't had a trade in almost 4 weeks now, 5 weeks. It's bad. It's really bad. But anyway, look, I'm still gonna give it a go. I'm still gonna give it a go, and we're gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. I can prove to me that trading can change my life, and I'm gonna hopefully share that with you guys. Anyway, enough talking. Let's just see what happened this week. Let's see if there's anything that we missed, anything that we can learn from. Obviously, when we left that on Monday after the analysis, we had 3 pairs that were really beautiful. They looked like they were gonna go have a move. They're rejecting of an area of interest, and that was New Zealand, NZD USD, GBP NZD, and CAD JPY. Now looking at NZD USD, what we actually said, Athena Confluence's check is at 80% for a short. So a short was supposed to be down. Right now we are here on a 4-hourly. It's just quickly going to daily. There was no way to know what is going to do, and even though all of the signs were that this is going to carry on down to the downside, it didn't, and it had a big push to the upside. You can actually see how we marked this. We were waiting for the rejection. Now if I was to go to the 4-hourly and truly look at this this move right here of this area of interest, it did have a push. It did have a push, but it was a fuck all push. It was like nothing. Even though this was engulfing, it was nothing. Now probably if I would have based this on just area of interest and not anything else, and look at the potential retracement, my stop loss would have been placed just above that wick. So if this market has decided to go above it, at least I would have been completely wrong, and take profit at 1 to 0.5. So this would have still given us the win if I was to enter at that point. Now, was this actually? So this is where market was on Friday. So actually, when we talked about Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. Okay, so Monday we already late anyway, late to the party. And this is again something that's quite interesting because this has done the move on the weekend. So we would have never taken that trade anyway. But it did have the potential. It did have the potential to do that. But anyway, it didn't. So it went and did completely the opposite. Now let's just go back to daily and understand what was happening, so we can kind of learn a little bit from this. So this is what the market actually looks like. So we were completely in a bearish move, both daily and weekly. Bearish move, big bearish move. So I would say currently looking at this, we can see that we are rejecting the EMA. So it is very, very plausible that we're going to see a different move happening at this level here. So we have actually got 1, 2, 3, 4 touches. So this area of interest is a daily area of interest, daily AOI, and we see a substantial rejection of this area. It's more like support. Every time it's come from above, it was support, rejection. Support, not quite rejection, but again testing support. Then it went right through, came back up right through, stayed above it, came back down, rejected, came back down, rejected, and then came back down under, and now is from below. But just looking at the history, what happens when we hit this area from below? It just did not respect it. It did not respect it. When it actually went down lower and back up through it, it did what I'd call gibberish, which is the market moving sideways. So it is not, to me, it may actually have a reaction of it, but it's just not a clean kind of playing field that shows me what it actually does. But I would not be surprised if it is going to reject and go down, especially being at the EMA. It is possible that it's going to do that, or the other thing is it's possible to hit all of the daily low high and then have a rejection and go back down on a trend. And that's probably something we can watch out for next week. So we can delete this and just, oops, let's just add it here, and just put a few comments. Come on, darling. Okay. We will, so we're saying wait for confirmation of AOI rejection. So the reason for that is, what I'm saying is, if it does not confirm that it's not going to go above it, then it is clear that is going to keep going on the path of a bearish, obviously keep rejecting. But if it is to go above it and close above it, that means daily has become bullish, and then we would be able to start looking at a potential buy. Now, if we're looking at weekly, you see where weekly is at right now. Even though weekly is bearish, it's pretty clear. It's pretty clear to me that we are going to hit that EMA. Absolutely, we're going to come as this again. So next week it may actually do the push, just get us to this area of interest, and then have the actual rejection and go back to the downside. This is a double top and another double top here, which both times is full engulfing. It is possible that we changed what is it called? We changed market structure, maybe dynamics. Anyway, there's a word for it. It changed, and now it's having a pullback. But this pullback, because it hasn't really engulfed, I wouldn't think it's going to go higher. You see, every time we have an engulfing, we see a big push. But basically, when it's full engulfing like this, it kind of has a change of character. It went up, and every time it was a full engulfing bearish, it's done exactly opposite, went down. Now this one here is ginormous, but it has exactly that effect. It went down. Now this one is not actually engulfing. Now this was not engulfing, but it had a big push, of course. Now if we see this exact same thing happening here, coming back up and doing a retest, it would look like this: coming up, rejecting the EMA, coming back down a little bit, and then having a push to the upside. So it's coming up. Let me actually just delete this so we can use this, so we can see it could potentially come up and have a rejection of the area of interest just there, and then come back down, reject of here, sorry, and then can have a big push to the upside. This can absolutely happen. But the way I would look at this is, let's wait and see what the market does. Because if we cannot go above that weekly low high, which is happening to be daily as well, then it's clear that the market is going to have a reversal at that point. Not so much a reversal, but a continuation on a bearish. Now that's my analysis of it anyway. I do think I need to just spend more time looking at the bloody thing. But yeah, for now, this looks like it's just gonna keep going. Now, I should really put a trade in and just wait and see what the heck is going to happen. It is Friday night, so the market is gonna close Saturday midday here in New Zealand, which means we're gonna hold over the weekend. But it is, depending on what we do, we might be getting an interest if we are entering positive or not. Now, the fact that we are rejecting this EMA on a daily, it's a beautiful thing. It could mean that we're going to be rejecting this new area of interest and go have another retracement to the downside, and then potentially have the push to this area of interest. So let's just wait and see. But anyway, enough for NZD USD. Let's just look at the GBP NZD. So GBP NZD, we left it at this point right here. We said this is going to have a push to the upside. So the best thing that can happen is wait and only enter if you get your confirmation. Now, what happened here? Monday. This was Monday. This is the move that we had on Monday. Now this has broken above and came down to retest, and then went up. But if we drop into the 4-hour, we would be looking for an entry signal. Let me just go back here. Where are we? Let's take a marker. Actually, I'll take this one and mark these two here and go to 4-hourly. Okay, so this is that same point there. So the same point here, I can delete this now. That's roughly where we were. Now looking at this is Wednesday. If I was to be here on Wednesday and actually put a trade through, it would have looked like this. I would have come here, I would have placed a trade right there, bam. And I would have had my stop loss at the weeks. Wow, that's great. It's really interesting how some markets have got these crazy size pips. I mean, look at this thing here. There's already 60. What the front door? If that area of interest is 60, that's at the maximum. That's ginormous. I don't like it. But anyway, the point is, where's the wick? Can't even see the wick. Bust. Okay, that's the wick there. I would have had to come as low as this wick. Let's say, and it's probably even there. And that would have been my entry. That would have been my stop loss right there. And then my take profit 1 to 5. Sorry, 1 to 0.5. Which fortunately, this could have actually given me 1 to 1. So there's this thing that I can see over and over and over again, which is that every time we are at the area of interest on a daily, once we reach that area of interest, if you're dropping down to the 4-hourly and you're really paying attention to the engulfing, 9 out of 10, it will go your way. It will go the way the engulfing has happened. And if we are to just look back here at the actual market structure just here, we basically came up here to this area of interest, we rejected it, and then we have a full engulfing with one of these morning shooting stars or whatever they call it. Leave in the comments what they call it. I don't actually know. I need to go check. Then you have this engulfing, right? It's only engulfing this little thing here, but you can see how it did have a beautiful push. It had an amazing push to the upside. Even though you had all of these pullbacks, it did it still. And then there's no engulfing here. It did have a push. Came back down here, and then we had this doji with full engulfing. This actually engulfed the whole lot of it. And you had a awesome push to the upside. Not engulfing, then you have engulfing here. Full engulfing, and this one, I can't show what the heck. Let me get this shit out of here. And then this was full engulfing at the area of interest. Now, I know, of course, I'm not dumb. When this is actually at the area of interest, I would not be looking for a sell, which is a long position, because clearly we have just broken above and we're going to be expecting a support zone. So I would be seeking a long position. And you just come across here after this little consolidation, we can see this full engulfing, which means we would have been able to put a long position right there. This is again, remember, at the 4-hourly, and get our 1 to 0.5. This actually would have had a much bigger possibility to push, which would have been amazing. Now just going, like, keep on going to the right here. Again, we're seeing full engulfing with the push to the downside, which is, it is kind of, you are in a bearish move, weekly bearish move. Sorry, bullish. Apologies. You are in a weekly bullish move, so it would be so counter trend to actually do that. It would be like, shit, that's not ideal. But then it did it. You see, looking at this here, and you have double top, 1, 2, and then you have change of structure. It went all the way down, and yeah, it had a ginormous push to that. And this would have been an insane trade. I mean, just look at it. Take this here, full engulfing, just above the wick, which is 60. Look at this fucker. 1 to 4.3. Like, blows my mind. Blows my mind. But it's hard to recognize. It's easy to see it now because it happened. But when this is going up, you do not see what's highlighted right now. You see the market just going up and it's all a bullish trend and okay, yeah, bullish, bullish, bullish. Okay, let's wait for it to hit this area of interest. It hits the area of interest, you put a trade in, you make a little bit of money, and then it just goes down like fucking 4 or 5 times more. So the trade that would have actually been really, really, let's say, wealthy or rich in potential, you didn't take. But anyway, it's nothing you can do. You just gotta keep looking at it and kind of think, what would have I done? I mean, seeing this double top here, I would have done nothing. That's the bottom line. I would have been a wuss. I would have been not looking at it. But then you're looking at a daily here and you think, okay, so we're creating a double top. So it's kind of indicating that it's gonna carry on. Now this is obviously happening, it's done, but when this wasn't here, it looked like an uptrend. But this has reversed. Now the thing I hate the most is that this has reversed without having a full engulfing, which is kind of annoying. This would have been a beautiful look to have a push to the downside, but it wasn't. So it's just what it is. It's interesting. Maybe news does have shit to do with it. Anyway, that's that. So I'm not gonna do anything with it for now. I'm just gonna wait and keep an eye on it. CAD JPY. So CAD JPY looked like it had a lot of potential. Monday was here. Wow, Monday did nothing. It had not even a slightest adjustment from the weekend. That's crazy. But it is trending down. It's trending down. It's trending to the downside. It's bearish. Weekly, daily still bullish. Daily is not still bullish. Daily has become bullish in the process. So since Monday, this market has actually done what we wanted it to do. We had this arrow here pointing at the market at the time of us looking at this trade. And the thing that's a little bit unclear to me, I don't know why I had this marked here and not here, because what that meant, I would have probably looked at a potential long position at about this point here, which would have been on Tuesday. But anyway, I didn't. Now this has come back down and it's gone to where I would have liked it to be. And it's actually pretty neat. This would be the trade that I would want to take because daily is rejecting the area of interest. I would be dropping at 4 hourly and kind of look for an entry point, to be honest. But one thing that is really annoying is that daily is bullish. So daily being bullish has got so much power as well. Daily and weekly is dangerous when they go against each other because you can do anything. And now that you can see on this market structure, you can see both daily and weekly market structures. We can clearly see that we are in the middle of weekly. Now, being in the middle of weekly, that's really dangerous. I don't like to be in the middle of it because it can do anything. When you are in the middle, you're much closer to 50-50 than when you are at the top or the bottom. Of course, even if you're at the bottom or even if you're at the top, you can still have a failed trade. But I think being closer to the top or closer to the bottom makes the price be more appealing for either a sell or a buy, depending on what the market structure does. But yeah, this if we're dropping down to the 4 hourly, I will be waiting for a signal to actually put a sell. So right now this is retracing. If this is gonna reach this area of interest with a beautiful rejection, say tomorrow morning and Monday, Tuesday, we might actually be able to put a trade here and then finally make a little bit of money back. But yeah, that's that for now. Look, we're just gonna leave it alone. The market is closing down, so we're gonna have another look at it on Sunday night and just see what's what. Now I know Sunday night I'm already booked for a photo shoot, so I'm not sure what is gonna happen though. And I probably haven't told you that I'm a builder by day. I have a company doing renovations and working in commercial work like shop fitting. And then in my spare time, I do photography for events, for weddings, any kind of any kind of shoots when I get a chance. So it does drain me up a little bit. Some of them are taking a long time, some of them happening in the weekends. But that's what you do, and you guys probably in the same boat. You're probably doing lots of other things. I don't know, hustling just to get some money in. Even if you're young or old, you will always hustle, get some money in. So yeah, it is. Hopefully Sunday I will run away a little bit sooner and be able to do an actual analysis. But worst case scenario, we may just have to do it Monday. But I don't like it Monday because we need to have the market. We need to have the market. I mean, I'd like to have the analysis done before the market opens. But yeah, that's what these three were. And we, of course, had our watch list, which was ginormous. Let me just see. Possible NZD, USD, GBP, NZD. NZD, USD. I want to move this. GBP, NZD, GBP, NZD. Ricky. GBP. It is GBP, NZD. Where are you? GBP, NZD. I just want to move them at the bottom. NZD, USD, and KJPY. KJPY, NZD, USD. Okay, cool. Now, just for the sake of it, so they are at the bottom. We don't have to worry about it. All right, we were looking at GBP, CHF, and Monday. Where are we? Monday, Wednesday. This is 4 hourly. Let me go to daily. I like to look at daily when I do these. As you know, the previous lesson was that we were looking at weekly for direction, daily for confirmation, and 4 hour for entry point. Now, what I was doing wrong, I was truly looking at weekly for direction, daily for direction, 4 hour for confirmation, which in a sense is true, but I was only looking at daily as a directional point of view. So I would look at daily and say, yeah, it's bullish, so it's going up, or bearish, it's going down, or is in a retracement, or whatever. But that was not how you're supposed to look at daily. So the way you're supposed to do it, you're looking at weekly and you say, okay, what is weekly? Is it bullish or is it bearish? Now, if weekly is bullish, and it is actually bullish on a bullish move, great. You will drop to daily and you would look for a price retracement in order to give you a much better entry. And now hopefully in that process you would hit this area of interest, which is a liquidity zone. So that's how I'm thinking now. And once you reach that area of interest, if you know that weekly is bullish, daily has retraced back, so daily bullish but retraced back to the area of interest and still stayed bullish, then you have rejection at the area of interest. You drop to the 4 hourly, you're looking for an entry signal, and then you put your trade, long or short position, and then you enter. And that's the biggest adjustment that I've learned so far, and I'm yet to apply it. It's I understand what I have to do, but now is like understanding the actual structure versus the areas of interest, and versus my brain and my eyes, what my eyes see. Now, when you place the area of interest, you can place the area of interest wrong. Yes, you have 3 touches, but I think what really, really matters is where you will most certainly see a reaction. Because there's so many touches sometimes, way too many touches. You have way too many areas of interest. Now, this the best thing to do, which is what Alex is saying, and I absolutely agree, you wait for the market to show you. If the market shows you, then you don't have to you don't have to catch a trade, let's say from when it started, when the move started, when you have the reversal at the very, very peak of it to the very bottom of it. You just have to have your 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 3 risk to reward, right? In my case, 1 to 1 or 1 to 0.5. So it's one of those things that understanding is going to make a big difference in trading. So I'm yet to develop that edge and actually understand it, but you just have to do it. Now on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday. See, this was Monday. So Monday, after the weekend, we had a big push to the upside. Now, I've marked it as a potential reversal. Now, the reason I did that was because weekly was bearish. Weekly was bearish. We hit this area of interest, but it didn't matter. It just didn't give a shit. You see, this area of interest here, this weekly area of interest, it has 1, 2, 3, 4 touches. All of them, or I shouldn't say all of them, out of which 1, 2, 3, 3 times this has acted as resistance. And yet, this time, it just didn't give a shit. It just went right through it. And now I marked it as, hey, look, Ricky, I think you have a potential short position here, right? So this was not there. This big push to the upside was not there, but I could see these wicks going up above the market. This was Monday. I'll be like, okay, cool, that's that. Now, if I was able to be here and watch the market, I would have been able to drop to daily and look at daily and say, okay, so this was Monday. Is it Monday the 6th? Friday. Yeah, so this was Monday the 6th. This was a big push. And then I would have been able to understand, hey, this actually did not hold. This basically, when this candle closed, daily has already changed to bullish. So when this changed, what I should have done was come here, drop to the 4-hourly, look at this, we broke daily. Let me just mark it because I can't really see it. We get this thing here. So this closed as bullish, going to the 4-hourly. Okay, so this closed at this point right here. This would basically be the market structure at the time. So we would be able to observe the fact that the market has broken above it and then came back down to retest this same market where it broke above it. And I would have been able to recognize that, hey, this is not going to be bearish. It's not going to do a bearish move. It's actually going to have another push to the upside. And that would have been able to give me an entry signal to enter. However, going back to feeling safe and all of that bullshit, I would have probably not entered because I would have been looking for the stupid engulfing, and it's not there. We do not have that signal. Even if I drop it to 1 hour, there's no engulfing signal. Maybe 30 minutes. 30 minutes did have an engulfing signal, so probably at 30 minutes I would have been able to look at it and say, hey, look, this actually has got a good push. But the bottom line is 4-hourly is king for me anyway. I could have put a trade right here, just at this market, probably go to 40 pips. What if it does changes, at least I'm 100% wrong. 40 pips, go 1-to-1. Look at that. It would have had a beautiful push. But the first time after you rejected that area of interest, if I was to just enter, boom. I mean, I'm happy with 0.5 anytime. If I place a trade and it's going up that much, I would be hallelujah. It would be amazing. Anyway, so yeah, that's the breakdown of this. That's what is that. And it is clear to me that giving it the time to just be here and watch this bloody thing move, especially when you are in a close proximity to an area of interest. Anyway, that's that. EuroCAD, exactly the same thing. We expected a push to the upside. Everything was bullish, and then surprise, motherfucker. It didn't, right? Now it did go above the area of interest, but the fact is it didn't really hold. Now we are at the bottom again. So weekly is bullish, daily is bullish. Now, what is my brain telling me? This is gonna have a bullish move, and I can clearly see that this is gone up, come down, is kind of consolidating, and is always ever slightly higher. So I would absolutely believe that this is going to go to the upside. But it's not at any area of interest. It's not in a place where you would be like, oh, hey, look, we're actually rejecting this or rejecting that. It's just in the middle of nowhere. And when it's in the middle of nowhere, that's really bad. This area of interest is 41 pips. That's actually really, really, really good. So I would adjust this a little bit. Just bring this up high here because the market has closed now. Bring this down here. So right now we have a ginormous amount of resistance here. So I would be very surprised if this can make it above. I can delete this, I don't need that. I'll be very surprised if it's going to make it above already. It looks like it's consolidating at this point and potentially going to have a push to the downside. It may even happen. It may even happen next week, straight push to the downside. Based on where we are here, we had the push, we come back up to retest, and now we're having a continuation, bearish continuation. But it happens that both weekly and daily are bullish. So if you were to put a sell, you would be pretty freaking crazy. I mean, if the market is bullish, why would you look for a sell, right? If the market is bullish, you want to put a buy. It would only make sense. But for us, for this particular case right here, we would be just waiting. I would not be putting any trades. And we are now on daily. I would like to rather mark another area of interest and just see where we at. Dailies over there. This would be the bottom. And this is actually a decent area of interest right there, because we have got 1, 2, 3 touches already, 4, 5 touches, within January, within what, 6.5 months. So it is a well-respected support and resistance area. Now, from a, let's say, trading point of view, I would like for this to actually be here. And then the market has gone below, come back up and retested, and now it's rejecting. That's what would have been nice to happen in order to give me a bit of a hustle-free kind of thinking and a potential ballsy move and put a sell. But it hasn't yet, so we're just gonna wait and see what is going to do. Looking at 4 hourly, we are above that area of interest, so potentially we're just gonna carry on bullish, which is highly possible. It's highly possible, but we're just gonna wait and see what it's gonna do. It's honestly the best thing we can do. Just wait, see if it's gonna reject this area of interest. We are right now above it, so we've come down, we didn't hold, came back up, and could not penetrate, could not go through. So it is possible. That's exactly what's gonna happen. We're just gonna keep pushing to the upside. So just wait and see. Next one is GBP CAD. GBP CAD, we said is going to come down and retest that area of interest, and it actually did come down, but it just never retested this area of interest, so it never really given us an entry signal. And then it just come back up to exactly where the price was. It is just what it is. I mean, we would have never known that. If I look at daily, it was supposed to come all the way down here, but it just never did. Damn. So Monday, what is Monday? Yeah, Friday, Monday. See, this is the move from Monday. It went all the way there, so I expected it to come down, and it actually did. It actually did come down. I could have probably taken a trade right at the bottom. Guys, I'm feeling so cold. It's like minus freaking 10 degrees, I think. It's actually, Auckland is not getting that cold. But probably like 4 degrees or something. Is this saying anything? No. Weather, where are you? Windy. Oh, maybe not. Let's go to weather straight away. Weather. 8 degrees in Wellington, Auckland 8 degrees. Cool bananas. But hey, at least it's a beautiful night. So yeah, this has had the push to the downside, and then it just came back up. So it's I would have never taken it because it's not engulfing, so it would have never really made me feel good. But anyway, it's clearly it has a trend. It's pushing to the upside. So when the price has come back down to test this area, it would have been the time to enter this trade again. Now, this trade originally would have been at the bottom here. It would have been around this area here. I'm guessing probably this would have been the entry signal, because we have that. This is for hourly, yes it is. You have engulfing, doji, and then you have this slight push after this big consolidation. I'm maybe thinking loudly, I don't fucking know. But I would have said the entry signal would have been just around here, just at the top of this AOI. And you could have just waited and make that much money. R1 to 4, that would have been absolutely beautiful. But anyhow, guys, this is just proof that things do happen and it's possible to make it. GBP JPY. This is probably the only one that went the way we said it's gonna go. We could have probably taken this trade, to be honest. That's what we said it's gonna do, and that's what it did. It just came back up, retested, and then had the big push. However, remember Monday was just here, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Oh, that's now, of course, because I'm looking at 4 hourly. Monday, Sunday, Monday. So yeah, this is where the market was when we looked at it, and it never really came back down to reach this area of interest. So we just have to forget about it. Forget about it. But look, it's not much to look at now. USD CAD. USD CAD, we were expecting a move to the upside. What the front door is that? Okay, interesting. That's very unusual. Patience. Wait for it to show its move. Yeah, so right now this is super consolidating, which tells me there must be an area of interest available at that point. I just need to open my eyes and see it. C Control V. Okay. 1, 2. 1, 2 touches. I don't know. This is weekly though. Let's see daily. Okay. There's quite a few touches there. Quite a few touches here. I guess. It is possible that's what it's doing. It's touching and finally going back to the downside. However, we are in a bullish fucking monthly, weekly, and daily. So, man, this is a ballsy move if we do take this trade. It's a big counter trend, which means what is happening now is just a retracement. But these stupid retracements, the thing with the retracement, it's a retracement. A retracement, when you're not experienced trader, it's shit because you don't actually know what the heck is gonna do. But this can go as low as we're on daily, as low as daily here, before it's gonna do its bullish move. Because if it does go all the way down here, it won't break below daily high low. It will just stop there, maybe potentially wick below it, but just come back up and close before changing the structure, which means daily and weekly still staying good. Which tells me, Ricky, you can actually put a trade right here. Boom. Put a trade now. Make some fucking money. Fuck you. Sorry, guys. Sorry for swearing. You know, I could put a trade right now. I'm actually gonna leave this here, and Monday I'm gonna actually say here. How did it go? Up or down, like you, what do you say, predicted? Let's see what the heck. Let's see. I did put a question mark there. Yeah, so we're just gonna watch it and see. But I bet you guys, I bet you that it's going to go down before it's gonna go up. And that's just what it does all the time. But it's just understanding those retracements, and hopefully, you know, getting better and better and better. This one, Athena was 60% for the short, so bullshit. It didn't do anything. But Monday, what is Monday? Daily Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday, Friday. What? What the heck? Never mind, sorry guys. Friday, Monday. So this was Monday. This was Monday, and the only thing this did, it just went down retracement and gone up. It is very possible for this to have a bigger retracement because weekly is bearish. But what I'm aware of is that monthly is bullish. Monthly is bullish. Everything on the lower time frame is bullish. Everything is blue. this market naturally would be wanting to have another push to the upside. So if Ricky would put a trade right here, right now, and go to 0.5, I can guarantee you that we're gonna make it. Just go say this far. Just there. Let's go 30 pips. Now I know if you look at this here, that's where the market. Oh, sorry. This is where the market would be proving me wrong. So having this roughly about here would make sense, because if this market does have a retracement below this point here, then we are bearish. So what I should be doing is that, exactly that. And then have this go to 1.5. There. That would be the logical thing to do. And let's see. I'm just gonna leave it like that. Let's see what it's gonna do. Okay, now let's say here. Come on, darling. Okay, we're gonna say expecting a push to the upside first. Okay, we'll leave that. Expecting. What I mean by that is before it does go bearish, it's gonna do that. Euro AUD. Euro AUD. What did we do here? It looks like we were expecting a push to the upside. Weekly is bullish. That's why we did that. Clearly didn't hold. It came down below and rejecting this area of interest. But the thing is rejecting it into the EMA, which is an absolute bitch. An absolute bitch. But right now, it's rejecting the shit out of this area of interest and it's consolidating. So we're expecting a move. It's on the wrong side of the area of interest, but it is a move. So I would just double check the area of interest and just see where it's at. Because right now we are within the lines and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 touches. But we also have, let me just take this, Control C, Control V. We also have rejection right at this level here. And we have 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4 touch, 5 touches. That's just in the like 3 months. So every time the market hits this area of interest, it's gone right through it, it's gone right back up through it, it's gone right down through it, it's gone back up through it, down through it, up. So it did not respect it. So it could be just nothing. I'm just gonna say here, weak. Come on, darling, the front door. I'm gonna say weak. AOI may not hold. We would be looking for bullish push. Okay, so that's the note. GBP AUD, we said it's gonna go up. It did go up. However, it never ever touched the EMA, the area of interest, to give us a much better price entry point. But it did have a retracement. So this whole leg here, this was the push, and this leg had, a push, a small retracement, a push, a bigger retracement, a push, a retracement, and another push and a retracement. But we are getting close to this area, which is pretty kind of clear that we keep hitting this. So there is an area of interest right there. There's an area of interest right here. And that's exactly where we are. And this is pretty decent area of interest. Curiosity, let's measure it. It's 50. Look, it's a little bit wide. It's a little bit wide, but it is a good area of interest. It's seen good rejection. So it is possible that this is the end of it and it's going to go down. So yeah, we just need to wait and see. Weekly bullish, daily bullish, waiting AR rejection plus EMA rejection to place a long position. Long position. Yeah, so we're just going to keep an eye on it and just see what happens. This is still valid. Euro JPY. Euro JPY, it's supposed to be bullish. It's supposed to go up. Same thing. Supposed to reject this AOI. And guess what? It did. It did reject. Look what it is. Look where it is. It's down here. So it's too late right now to put a trade, but I'm thinking I could be really tricky. I could be really cheeky, and tomorrow morning, potentially even tomorrow before the market closes, just put a sell right here, boom. Because what's gonna happen when the market opens? This is gonna have a push to the upside, even though it may change and go down. It's gonna have a big push to the upside, I think, anyway, and then go down. But I'm probably putting this into the possible entries because I'm curious. GBP, it has had a beautiful push to the upside, absolutely beautiful. This leg has been a bullish leg on the move, and now we hit this, we hit above this area of interest, and we're literally waiting for this to do exactly that. And that's what we said. That's why we didn't really do much with the GBP USD. We said it's going to go above and come back down to retest and then take our trade. Now looking at this where it's at now, it had a break and a retest, but it didn't hold, which makes me think even more that, hey, we are in a place where potentially this week is closing bullish, so we're going to have an absolute bullish market, and we might be seeing a push to the upside. It is annoying that we are at an absolute premium, but it's not that it hasn't happened before, being at premium and keep pushing, you know. Yeah, so will be interesting. Look how high this has been just in January. So it is possible that this is going to do that, or it is possible that it's going to come down, just like here. But yeah, I'm looking forward for the analysis of this one. But anyway, guys, this is our list, and this is the things as I see them. If you think this is useful for you, amazing. If you think you can add something to my learnings, if you can help me become a little better myself, I mean a better trader. I'm missing something, I'm not looking at something, just let me know. Just put in the comments now. If you're looking at this video in say 2 years, 3 years from now, I'm probably a millionaire. I'm probably driving some Bugattis, I don't know. Keep me accountable to that. But yeah, if that's the case and you're watching this video not on the 11th of the 7th 2026, and you are watching it in the future, of course you can learn from me and just scroll forward and go to the videos that have got some money to show. Right now you can see everything is zero behind this point, no money made. It's just the venture, you know, just me recording my lessons and my learning for sharing with you guys. But yeah, if you're watching this video now in the present time and you can help me with things, just let me know. I would really appreciate it. I would love to be able to create a network and work with people, you know, work with some traders and get things going. And I have actually been thinking to start like a maybe like a streaming channel to get people to watch me and hopefully join me and hopefully talk together and create like an online network. More people together is better than one people. I'm pretty sure that's how it would be. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Just remember, I'm not editing these videos. They raw as a journal. You know, when you're writing on your journal, you never rip the page if you made a mistake. You just cross the word out. Now I can't really cross words, but you know, hopefully I haven't insulted anyone. So I apologize if I did. But yeah, just be soft with me. And just keep in mind the sole purpose of this journal is to be a journal and show you guys exactly how it is, and not, you know, don't make it look absolutely fake. It would have helped me ginormously if someone would have done this for me. I believe that I'm pretty dedicated to make this happen and prove to myself if trading can change my life. But it is it's a solo journey. Sorry, I'm on my own, and the only thing I have is all of the influencers that share information, but they kind of give you just a little bit because they want to make money in the process. And the reason they want to make money is because they don't make enough money trading. That's a fucking bottom line, and I'm aware of that. Selling a course to 1 million people for $1,000, that will make you a millionaire, not you trading with $100 account, you know. I'm not saying it can't be done. It seems that it can be done, but I guess I'm not seeing it yet. I can't see the market moving the way it should, or the way I think it should. So It's just a matter of trial and error, guys. So thanks again for watching, and bear with me. We'll make it. We'll make it. I promise we're gonna make it. So have a good weekend, and see you at update number 13. I think I'm gonna make it like that. I'm not gonna try and keep to weekly. If I do it Mondays, it will just be the update, or Wednesdays, or Fridays. Now, depending on when it is, it's just going to be what it is. If it's Monday, it's a market analysis. If it's a Wednesday, it's a trades analysis. If it's a Friday, it's going to be again a trades analysis. Trades that we missed, trades that we take, trades that we didn't take, and so on. But yeah, we'll see you around. Thank you for watching, and take care, and happy trading. Let's close this. See you.